Because maybe you're talking to your student about questions that you have or about things that are resonating with you, and that's awesome. And you should have that conversation in the car when you leave. But you might forget the things that you're thinking about. So my sort of action item would be make sure you've got a notepad and a pen, or like be using the notes app in your phone or whatever, so that you can keep track of the things that you want to say, but you don't have to interrupt the tour to do it.
Hi, Hillary.
Hey, Mark.
We're back for another Grinding My Gears, and we're talking about things students and parents do that we find irksome. And this one is on the tour guide. So this is when kids and parents are total chatterboxes with each other. The tour guide's trying to do their best to explain the school, but they're distracted because so much chatter's going on between parents and students. It's just disrespectful to the tour guide. Quite honestly, it's disrespectful for others who want to hear the tour, what the tour guide has to say. So I used to run a tour guide program with 90 tour guides, and this was a constant complaint from tour guides. Hillary, what do you want to say on this one?
Yeah, this happened to me last year. I was on a tour at Bates, and they separate parents from students there, which I love. We do that also at CC. And I was trying to hang back because, I wasn't there as a parent. I was there as an admission officer, just sort of getting an idea of how other schools run their tours. And I was in the back, and there was a dad who would not stop talking to this grandpa who was on the tour, just constantly talking. And he had a pretty loud, booming voice. He sounded a lot like John Hamm, the actor, actually. And so it was super distracting. And I'm trying to pay attention to the tour guide, but then I keep hearing John Hamm in my ear, and I just couldn't focus, and it was really frustrating. Yes. And it was lovely that he was in the back doing it and not right up next to the tour guide. But the people who were like me, who was off to the side, and the people who were directly in front of him then had his voice in their ear the whole time. And if you're not going to pay attention to the tour, don't go on the tour. You don't have to be there. No one's forcing you to go. And if you have to leave because you have to make a flight or whatever, just make your exit and don't make a big deal about it, because other people really are trying to get something out of it. And the behavior of people on the tour can impact what other guests on the tour think of the school, which is wild. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't happen that way. But I'll never forget being on tours with my girls where there was somebody who was irritating, who was another guest on the tour. And they were like, well, if they're on this tour, I don't want to go to college with a person like that. So I don't like this school because of the person I was on the tour with, which is nightmare.
Yeah. So it's just so many levels, right? These students are really doing their best. They're studying, they're trying to learn everything. They're trying to be as helpful as they can. And think about you're having a conversation with someone and somebody's just talking over you. That's never a good feeling. And so that's what's happening to them. And then you have people just like Hillary said, people are really trying to listen and hear and be attentive. And they might have traveled all the way across the country, and this is really important to them, and so they're being distracted. And like Hillary said, now even the impression of the school is adversely impacted. So, the tours are not that long, 45 minutes, an hour. Think about it. Let's just call it an hour. For 1 hour, can you just listen to the tour guide? For 1 hour, and then you can talk as much as you want for the next 6 or 7 hours of the day,
Yeah. And maybe bring a notepad with you, because maybe you're talking to your student about questions that you have or about things that are resonating with you. And that's awesome. And you should have that conversation in the car when you leave. But you might forget the things that you're thinking about. So my sort of action item would be make sure you've got a notepad and a pen, or be using the notes app in your phone or whatever, so that you can keep track of the things that you want to say, but you don't have to interrupt the tour to do it.
Yeah, this is quite common, actually. I don't even think people think it's bad etiquette. What I will often do as a counselor is I'll go right to the very front. I'll go right up to the front because I don't want to hear all that. A lot of this happens at the back of the line too, at the back of the line, but it happens in the middle. Doesn't happen as much at the front. It's probably a lot like student in class. When it's sitting up toward the front is more engaged, but I'll go right up at the front. I can hear you clearly. I don't have to be distracted. And just a little etiquette tip. Once again, just trying to help everybody. Do we cover everything on this one, Hillary, or anything else?
I think we did. That sounds
awesome.
Good. I think we got it all.
Yeah. Well, listeners, if you like this kind of content, some are short, some are long, some are in between. Some of them, sometimes I'm going to do soliloquies and come on and share passion on a topic. We've got some long interviews that you'll see on here. We're mixing it up. We're kind of new on here, so we're still learning our way. We did this podcast. We had over 650 episodes, on Spotify and Apple and everything. And we finally said podcasts are going more to visual. So let's come on over here. But give us feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Let us know content, topics you'd be interested in hearing. You can also leave a detailed message if you want. You can go to speakpipe.com/YCBK and leave a message of something and say, hey, can you do it on YouTube? And we're happy to do it over here. And once again, there's a bell notification. If you click that bell notification, as soon as we drop a new video, you'll get it right in your inbox. Subscribe if you will. YouTube looks at that in their algorithm. Leave a comment and hit the share button if there's somebody that you think would benefit from our content. But we're cranking out 4 or 5 of these videos a week, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you later.
And Hillary's got a bunch of college counselors on her college budget right now, and she needs to get back and go be
We're
that
going
host.
to have ice cream with all the college counselors, so I got to get out there so I can go
you took
chat
me for ice cream?
No, we have, so Josh and John's is our local ice cream place that everyone in Colorado Springs loves, and they have this old retrofitted VW bus that they call the Scoop Bus.
Nice.
And so they've brought the Scoop Bus to campus. So we're going out to have ice cream and chat with a bunch of counselors.
Are they from all over, not just Colorado, right?
Yeah, and I've got 2 from Maine I need to talk to, 1 from New Hampshire I need to talk to, 1 from Massachusetts, and 1 from the Western Slope. So all in my territory. There are probably 50 of them here right now. Yeah.
Very exciting. I'm going to let you go so you can go do your counselor chit chat. Thanks, Hillary.
Thanks, Mark. Good to see you.